There it is. It says we're live. That makes sense. It's 9 o'clock on the East Coast on a Thursday night. That means it's time for This Week at Gear Report, the show where we typically are going to talk about everything that's been published since the prior week's show, things that are in the review queue upcoming. And then, we renamed the most popular portion of the show from shit shooting to TJ's Happy Hour. If TJ gets done with his adult kickball game in time to get here, because he's got priorities, right? Then we may have TJ's Happy Hour later. But for now, we're throwing all of that out the window because Ted's here. Ted, welcome back to the program. One of our multi-time guests back to tell us all about. What, we put CEO up there for your title. I could have put the company you're with. So why don't you tell us about Deadfoot Arms? And it's funny, something I want you to address if you're down for it. My wife asked who's on the program, and I told her, and she said, "What's that mean?" I said, "Oh, excellent question." I made something up on the spot. It's rather rude and crude, so I'm not going to bore you with that. But it'd be cool if you'd share the real explanation with us. So Ted, welcome back.
Absolutely. Thanks again for having me. I have a guest in the vault today. We have a little shop cat, so if you hear him screaming, that's Rexy. But yeah, Deadfoot Arms, our company was named after my grandfather, World War II and Korean Navy vet who later in life lost his leg to disease, and we called him Deadfoot because of it. So then we started the company in 2013, named it after him, and kind of that legacy of living life with one foot in the grave.
Right.
Most of the team members are all veterans, and most of us joined in a time of war and that sort of stuff. So, yeah.
All right, here we go. I got it completely wrong, by the way. So
you'll have to tell me sometime.
Yeah, no, you'd be like, really? That's the best you could come up with? So, but yeah, thank you for clearing that up. I do apologize. We swung by the booth at SHOT Show. We talked to everyone else there, got a little bit of video and some pictures of some of the cool stuff, but you weren't there. So I guess the rumor is true. You do have to step away to pee and get food and stuff at some point during the day at SHOT Show. So I apologize we missed you there, but thank you for coming on to tell us about your stuff. We have talked before about the folding stocks. I think you may have teased the underfolder.
Yep.
We've talked about the SCW stocks. And actually, we shot a video a couple years ago, and I was thinking about this. Was it 3 years ago at SHOT that you had the first of the MP5 like that early prototype?
Yes. Yeah. It was 2020. And
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because that was the big plan, is to release it that year. But then obviously, the gun industry just went nuts and stuff got put on the back burner, and it kind of finally didn't come and hit the shelves till the end of last year for the polymer version, the AR MP9. And then just this year, right after SHOT Show, we finally have available the AR9 SD.
Nice. Okay, so I do want to. Why don't we dive into that first? So I'm going to add your website here, and I do want to recognize Gizzard Gary has chimed in with 3 O's. That is the only appropriate greeting on this program, and I would like to thank Gary because he normally trademarks it, and I felt that we had some sort of impending legal battle that made me very nervous. So I do appreciate Gary dropping the trademark. I consider that a sign of goodwill. So thank you, Gary. We do appreciate that. So, all right. So you have the AR MP9. You said that's the polymer version?
Correct.
And then,
kind of the classic look.
AR9 SD. Which one shall we look at first? Let's go. I'm going to click on the MP9 one first. Look at that.
So we have it, as you've probably seen on the page before, there's like 4 or 5 different options with each. Wanted to make it, like everything we do, try to give our end users as many choices as possible, depending on what they want, because that's how we like to get purchase our guns, get our stuff, make it customizable for us. So here you're seeing it with the SCW kit. When you buy just the upper, you can get it with either BCG, either one of our shortened modified BCGs that'll work with any of our 2.5 kits, or a full-size weighted BCG if you want to run it on a standard AR9 buffer system, if you will. Or our 4-inch kits as well use a full-size BCG. So instead of the buffer tube being 2.5 inches off the back, the 4-inch kit is 4 inches, but then utilizes a standard length BCG. You just remove the weight on the 9 mils.
Gotcha. All right. So tell me how you came up with this, because, you look at it, I look at it, and I think, how come no one has done this before? And maybe someone did and I missed it. I don't know. But I seem to think that when we talked about it at SHOT in 2020, I couldn't remember seeing anyone else had done this before. So how'd you come up with this?
Well, no one's as crazy as us. That's probably why they didn't come up with it. I actually have, let me just grab it here. I have it on the wall. When we first released the SCW, the first gen, where it was a single bar down the left-hand side, it was our first PDW style stock or brace for Deadfoot Arms. And we were releasing it at, I believe it was at TriggerCon that we first showcased it, but we wanted to show it in a way that kind of just got you excited about PDWs. And when I think of PDWs, and what's iconic is the MP5.
Sure.
So we designed a one-off custom prototype, and I'll grab it off the wall here in a second, that looked like an MP5 SD type version that you could slap charge and do all that to release the first one.
Sure.
And we would take it to shows and would constantly get people to say, hey, when are you going to release this? When are you going to sell this? When are you going to do it? And we kept putting it off and off and off. And then finally we said, you know what, let's just do it and let's release it. And personally, I'm a fan of the polymer version. So I said, well, when we make it, we'll make it to that size. So you could use that. And then we'll also offer an SD version. Just give me 1 second. I'll grab this one.
Sure. So what you're grabbing, just so the YouTube police are clear, these are clear, empty, unloaded firearm. There's no ammunition nearby. This is completely safe. The only way you could hurt yourself is like if you drop it, I think.
And on your toe.
Dead foot. Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly.
So this was this one-off.
Oh, yes.
Type version we did. It still had the slap charge.
Yep.
Type stuff. Had the sights similar. And we had released this with the original Gen 1 SCW to kind of showcase that. And people
I think that's the one that I did the video on. Like I probably have a video of that specific firearm up on the Gear Report, on the original Gear Report YouTube channel.
Yeah, I believe so. Because I think we did that one at I think that was at SHOT too. But we've always taken that firearm with us to all the different trade shows we go, and everybody said, well, hey, when are you going to release this? When are you going to come out with this? And we kept saying, well, we weren't going to do it. It was just a custom one off to show our PDW SCW line.
Sure.
And, I guess if you ask enough, eventually you'll get what you want. So here they are, and they're finally available. Yeah,
that's awesome. Definitely a cool firearm, and the price looks pretty competitive to me for what it is. So what have you done differently to make this work?
So we open up what would be the traditional gas hole through the upper receiver to allow for an op rod. We made a custom one-off op rod that works in our fake gas tube, if you will, to allow it so you can slap charge it. The front sight is secured to the barrel. It's raised to a height that works with AR-15 style sights. You need a little bit higher of a sight post. If you get too low, you got to really get down on it and you can't see it. So it's raised up to get that height. We wanted it to be available for as many different lowers as that someone would want, depending on their magazine options.
Right. Yeah.
The bolt is magazine cut for MP5 mags, like you see in the picture there, Glock mags, like you see back here, Colt stick mags, and they also work with endo mags. So if you wanted to run this on HK 416 lower or any AR-15 lower and run the endo style mag to get that look, you can do that as well too. So the options are kind of out there.
Yeah, nice. All right, we'd interrupt things. G23 noticed that TJ was not here. Here, let me reshuffle.
Sorry.
I'm gonna move
adult league kickball it's the,
I know.
It's rough, man.
We were talking about that before the program started, and then after the program started. I think we have talked more about adult kickball league than we probably should.
I got to do something to stay in shape.
Yeah. So, hey, brother, pear is a shape. I'm telling
you. It is. I was just going to say. I said really any shape is a shape.
Yeah. Right.
Like a top.
G23.
Like
G23. Calm down. TJ is here.
I'm here, G.
Okay.
I got you.
All right. Here we go. And you guys have met TJ, Ted,
TJ. Good to see you again. Ted, you could take time away from.
I know. I was like, we got to go. Crystal's like, all right.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, Gary, I agree.
Where was I going here? I wanted to get back to the other one. Okay, so we talked about the AR-MP9. So now I'll click back and go to. Let's do this one with the folder because we did that one with the SCW. So this one we'll look at with the folding stock kit.
Yep. And once again, this our folders use the shortened version. So if you want to go with either our right or our left side folders, it uses our shortened 9mm BCG to get you that most compact configuration that's still capable of firing with the stock brace folded or deployed.
Look at that. And I love that you've got that same kind of ribbed for her pleasure on the front end here, like on that prototype that you had.
Absolutely. Yes. Yep. It was needed. You never know when your hands are going to be wet or how you're going to be gripping it. And you need to have some sort of grip there. And it kind of completes that iconic look. This one of the SD.
Yeah.
Some people beat us up because it's not an actual SD, but we kind of wanted to get it available to people right away. You didn't have to wait ridiculous wait times to get, an integrally suppressed upper. But what we did do is we recessed. Grab this one here. We recessed the barrel so you could attach. Find my thing.
Nice.
Pocket suppressor in there. And look at that. Get that look.
Sure.
If you will. So it looks kind of more like the SD.
Yeah.
And you get that full on look. I think with YouTube, you have to have this was already done and completed and nothing was attached.
Yeah, I think they've lacked off. I think you're allowed to install and uninstall now.
I don't know. I really don't know about that. On a live, especially, it's better to not. So I think taking something off is okay, which is what I tell the ladies, right? Take it off. That's fine. Putting it back on, we got a problem with that. Nobody wants to see that.
No.
So let's see. All right. We got fighting words here. Are they going to do this a real caliber instead of the girls 9mm? Listen, you do not disparage.
Dude.
I got to get back on the screen here. You do not disparage the Lord's caliber on this program, okay?
It's funny that you asked too, because we've discussed doing G91, G93 type for 5.56 version, and how we would do it if we would do a straight up piston gun and use the charging handle as also a gas piston system.
Yeah.
Or if we would mock it impingement gun. sticking truer to Stoner's design. So we've bounced it around. I'm sure you'll see it as a one-off prototype. And if you ask enough,
He's like, we're not going to do it now since you said something.
What in the world? 45 AARP is the large caliber. Everyone knows that. I don't know, but I do agree that it is 45 AARP. That
yeah,
I don't know that I heard that before.
I feel that way sometimes.
I like that. I'm gonna have to make a banner next time we have a little break. I'm gonna make a banner that says 45 AARP. I'm going to dedicate that to our friend G Webs that runs gun websites. And G23. Why not?
Yeah,
I like that. It's got to for sure at least be a sticker or a patch.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Big shot show.
Get on that, TJ.
All right, I'll work on that.
Oh, what am I saying? Your snacks and beverages, not patches. We gotta.
I do all.
We gotta designate someone to be in charge.
Stuff.
Well, you do. Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
Without
I'm just a pretty face. TJ does all the work.
So I have a face for radio.
I do too.
What was I going to ask? Oh, that one's cheaper than the other one. Interesting.
So because the folding stock doesn't come with an actual stock or brace, you can add it or use any individual one. The folders have always been a little bit cheaper. Where you think of the SE, you actually get a stock or a brace with the complete kit, and that's for the
gotcha.
That's where the higher price kind of comes in.
Yeah. So let's kind of hold on the idea of diving into any ATF related discussions. We may do that later. We may not. We may have a little sidebar at some point. Talk about that. And Gizzard Gary, that's exactly what I was thinking when G23 brought up other calibers. I was thinking it's just a matter of time before he brings up 45s or not 45, 40 Smith & Wesson. So we all know that's what G23 likes. And
everybody has their preferred caliber.
Hey, I'll be honest with you. When you couldn't find 9mm anywhere, I took the conversion kit out of my P226 and swapped it back to 40 Smith & Wesson. I was able to shoot while everyone else was out of ammo. So, well, I say everyone else. The smart people probably never ran out, but
we didn't run out. We just didn't shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, should I go to the range? I don't know.
Yeah. I'd like to, but
yeah.
What if someone wants to rob me and I'm out of ammo?
Exactly.
They don't have to throw guns at them. And
ooh. As long as you get a high point, you're fine.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Yeah, that or incorrect, whatever. It's close.
Yeah.
It's the one good thing.
Right.
I don't think anybody could ever run out of like shotgun shells. Like everybody has plenty of shotgun shells just lying around.
It got close there. That year I shot me and the guys joined a trap team. It's very similar to a dog kickball trap. Maybe just a little bit manlier.
Yeah, it's definitely manlier.
But our clubhouse got close on a couple times where they said, if you don't, because you could always buy it direct at the clubhouse and support your local club. They got to the point where they said, you need to start bringing your own. Because you can't get any. It got really close there. A couple points, even with the shotgun.
All right. So a couple things that we need to talk about before we move off of the AR9. What's availability look like?
You can get them right now. They're available right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Perfect. Mm-hmm. Yep. So it was nice. Last year, we were kind of teasing with, they'd be coming out that year. We shot for summer. I think we hit end of September, beginning of October.
Yeah.
With the 9 because it picked up. And then right after shot, we had the SD just come available.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. What was the other question I had? Are they available through any other channels? Come to the website. What's the preferred way for people to get them?
Yeah, if your local shop carries us or wants to sign up as a dealer, we always push that. Otherwise, direct from the website is easy, fast, and convenient.
Okay, excellent. All right. Let's
Makes it
move
easy.
on.
We're
Let's
moving
move on and talk about the underfolder,
Yes.
if
Yeah.
you're down with that.
Everybody's love hate.
It
The
is. It's
AK battle will go on till the end of time, I'm sure. But if it's cool, if it's different, if it's not being done by somebody else, Deadford Arms is always a good place to make dreams or nightmares come true. And this was another one we did. I had, it's actually back here somewhere.
This
The
is
CMMG
crazy.
mutant, just like that, just like Jeremy's mutant there. That's Jeremy from Dark Alliance did that. Sinners and Saints build specifically for.
Yeah.
I think that was 2022. It might have been last year's, not this last one, but last year's. He did that specific one for us. But I had a CMMG mutant. I thought it was super cool. We always showcased it with a right folding stock and our G-Rex brace, our T-Rex stock, I should say. And I said, it'd be cooler is if this had an underfolder.
Yeah.
So just went
Definitely
on manual Bridgeport mill and made something horrendous that worked and put it together. And, everybody at shows started hammering us. When are you going to release this? When are you going to have it? And once again, we said, no, it was just a one-off custom for the show. And that's probably all it'll ever be. But enough people asked, and that squeaky wheel got the grease, and we released it.
That's a pretty good marketing strategy you have there.
Yeah.
It's working for us. We're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
I'll even let you in on the next one that's probably gonna happen. We haven't actually even talked about it before, just with the team members on what's the next product we're talking about releasing. We can get a little bit into that too after we get done with this. But yeah,
Sure.
We've had customers come up and say, that's awesome. I want it. When can I get it? And we try to find a time where we can put it on the schedule to make them. We make 95% of the components. So it's when machines are available, when the production schedule can fit it in, we try to make it happen. And I think the underfolder is cool as hell. And it was a nice addition to add when we couldn't. And they're actual surplus Hungarian underfolders. So that's a limited quantity thing. Like, we get what we can get, and that's how it is.
Wow. That is really cool. Like I saw one in the booth at SHOT Show and was like, what the hell am I looking at here? But now that you explain it, it makes perfect sense. Okay. That's just a neat idea. I really like that.
And now you know, Jeff.
Well, and it's amazing that when you have that, your buffer system, how you can just adapt that. I mean, this is what I'm looking at is, the little short buffer tube just goes through the hole in there, right? And so you can put whatever you want on there. Like really, this is cool by itself, but it's a great little case study in if you make an adaptable system, like you've got your buffer system, you build whatever the hell you want around it.
Yep.
You can get creative, do whatever crazy stuff you want.
Yep. And that's why every time we release a new product that works with the modified cycle system, we always sell an upgrade kit. So you already have a folder, but now you want an SCW, or you started off with just our pistol kit, just the short 2.5-inch pistol kit. And now you want to add a PDW, you want an older right folder, a left folder, an underfolder. The options there to change it, to switch it, to grow to fit your needs or wants.
Right. What in the world? G23, I think he's just trolling here. He can't possibly be. I think he just enjoys trying to rile people up.
Hey, everybody's got their opinion.
It's the AKAR battle. It'll never end.
Yep. Our buddy Nick from AGM took it down to Texas, has this crazy AK show every year, and it's
Clash Bash.
Clash Bash. It's Clash Bash. Okay, and so he took his AR underfolder to Clash Bash.
Nice.
It was the most talked about gun of the show. I mean, even the guys that started the show had come up to it and talked to him about it and said it was the most talked about. Not all in a good way, but it definitely was the most talked about firearm at that show, and that works for us.
Yeah, hey, yeah, absolutely
does.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that's pretty cool. And you have those in stock and available here as well, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah, I actually don't think we have anything on the site that's not. We were out of left folders until yesterday. We got left folders back in stock because they just got back from finishing. But I believe everything we have is in stock.
Nice. All right. What do we have on this one? The folding stock adapters. We've talked about these before, but you want to give an overview, like some history. We can go back to when we met, when you guys were up at that pop-up preview looking lonely. No one wanted to talk to you because your shit looked weird.
It was weird.
But I was willing to talk to you.
Yep. And we appreciate that. Yeah, it was 2016. It was our first show. When we got the news that we were going to be able to exhibit in this first time SHOT Show kiosk type booth, we actually didn't even have a completed prototype.
Right.
I think they came up with the idea for this in October or something like that.
Wow.
And we got our prototypes done for the show the week before we flew out to Vegas for that show. Yeah. So it was kind of all hands on deck to get them done, get everything kind of finalized and ready on the firearms that were taking the show. And we had that 3-foot kiosk booth with 100 other first-time vendors in the next level that was up on I think it was the 3rd floor. The first time we did. And that was the original, the OG product was our right folders. When we first came out, we first designed the modified cycle system to make it work, to how this whole thing was going to work. And the springs nested inside each other, inside a shortened bolt carrier, gave us the short distance on the back end of the firearm to be able to put a folding stock that was fully capable of firing on that. And the first one we went with was a right folder. And that was kind of for the idea that 90% of the population is right-handed. When you carry this in a military type situation or anybody with a sling, you want the stock away from the body. So if you need to deploy it, you can do that without having to bring the firearm away there and stuff like that. And so that was the first, that's where it started. And through the help of individuals much like yourself, we were able to grow and add more product lines. And right after the right folder was the left folder, because as soon as you make something that's only one-sided, that other 10% is the
two people that won it.
Yeah, like, is the loudest group you'll ever know of.
I know.
Yeah, that elephant.
The wrong-handed people.
Mm-hmm. That's what I say too. My wife's left-handed. I say it's not my fault. You weren't born right.
Right.
Yeah.
And but yeah, so we added the left-handed. It was probably about a year, 2 years after we first came out.
I want to clarify for anyone who may have been offended at how I handled that discussion. It was weird looking, but it was a good weird, right? So I was very intrigued because I remember walking by and going, "Wait a second," and having to like step back and look again, like, "What am I looking at here?" And you definitely had the gears turning, and I was a big fan of the idea early on. Obviously, kind of skeptical of, well, okay, it looks cool, but is it actually going to work? Because it was such a different idea. So it was really cool to be able to work with you guys on getting some reviews out there early on and getting hands on the product. Let's see. I've been killing time over here while I while I was
Yeah, he's-
searching
70 tabs open.
for some of those videos. If anyone wants to see, isn't it glorious? That's like
It's
17
glorious.
tabs up there.
I know. It's
Listen, if they didn't want me to have all those tabs, they wouldn't.
I know, they wouldn't give you the
ability to
space.
open all
I
those
know.
tabs.
That's
I
true.
know.
And it seems like it's never ending. There's just always more room.
No, it's not. He's got like 4 screens and they're all full of
I know.
tabs.
I know.
I've got like 2
I've only got 2
tabs
screens
open, Jeff,
here.
just so you know.
I've only got 2 tabs on the other one.
No.
What's that?
Okay.
You can tell when I get too many tabs open because everything slows down. So
Yeah.
I was gonna show. Oh, of course, it's gonna show it in the behind the scenes view. 2016.
Nope.
This was. I didn't want to watch it. I just want to tease people a little and show you what it looked like, and then I'll put in the comment to see it can see it, because also something we've changed since the last time you were on with us, Ted. We was webcast. This is what 152 number. 3 years
Seems like forever.
But we right for
I can tell you're slowing down now, Jeff.
podcast on Spotify and whatever. There are search this week at Gear Report. All the places the program shows up, I'm like, I don't remember sharing it there. So they're like scraping the RSS feed, I think, and copy. And the internet has been pretty well started video. Hey, I'm just gonna grab so maybe my internet will behave.
Maybe.
There we go. That's 3 tabs down. TJ, are you happy?
Yeah, you're sounding better now. You're roboting up a little bit.
I know. I was G23 said some crazy shit on the program tonight, but this is absolutely true.
That's true.
I do need better internet. I'm telling you. I had, so just so everyone knows, because we've had months of issues with my internet, and I have, you can see, pulled my hair out trying to solve this. I had an internet security specialist over twice in the last week running tests on my network to try to figure out why it keeps shitting the bed on me. So hopefully we will have that resolved here shortly. But we've got that. Yeah, we've got that URL out in the comments. If you want to go check out, you can see Ted with his baby face back in the day.
Yeah, I was just saying, I'm much younger, I'm much slender.
The stress hasn't kicked in yet, so now he's like, yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. I actually had a little bit of hair up there still. Those were the glory days, definitely.
So when you had the 2016, is that when you had the dark Mephisto goatee going on?
Maybe that was for a couple years. I considered the heavy goatee as part of my trade show costume.
Yeah.
You know, like a couple months before a big show, I'd just start growing it so I'd be ready. And at some point, it started getting too much gray in it. And I was like, oh, screw this. I'm not doing this anymore.
See? Right there.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to rub that in on you, by the way.
No, I know. I did. Listen, I knew you were.
I have a fragile ego, so I worry about that kind of thing.
I don't. I've been married too long. There's nothing left.
Yeah. Anything else you want us to look at on the website while we got it up here, Ted?
Well, we got to show the what brought us back together this year. I think it was the post showing our new M-Lock hand stops.
Oh, right.
And I think they're under, if you go under shop DFA products, there's probably like a parts and components. Yeah, got one up here.
Oh, there it is. DFA parts and components. Yep. Yeah. Right. Yeah, because that's the one that
had made the
I think I spelled ribbed wrong. I tried to say, "Oh, look at that! It's ribbed for her pleasure," and I spelled it wrong. And then I was like, "Oh, that just looks stupid now."
That a boy.
I was
Someone was nice enough.
It came out and auto-corrected as rubbed,
Yeah.
which works too.
Rubbed,
So
right, rubbed for pleasure.
Autocorrect is the worst thing ever.
Autocorrect. Like
Either way.
autocorrect. What are you doing to me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, you know the words I use most. Come on now.
Rubbed
That wasn't one of them.
Right. Yeah.
And
It was the generic autocorrect, not one that had learned from my speech patterns.
Okay.
we added it on the list of benefit. We added it to the website so everybody would know.
That's good. Rib for pleasure. All right. I got to see if I can figure out how to. I got to be careful how I say this. You know, I don't want to just say I got to figure out how to make it bigger because I know the company that I'm in.
We all
yeah.
I want to make the text readable. There we go. Rib for finger pleasure.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm sure that while it is ribbed, who can have it without rubbing it? So it will be rubbed, I'm sure.
Yes.
That's not what I meant to type, but y'all knew what I meant.
There it is. There it is, Jeff. Now you can see it. Oh, now you can't.
We could. I made it smaller.
There you
go.
There we go. Put it back to the normal
just
size.
Our version of the minimalist hand stop. It can fit in one groove. It can go into a half groove.
Sure.
In between and anywhere. We actually had another company that we supported for years and haven't been able to get a hold of them. Afraid that they might have went out of business. And so that was the hand stops that we sold that we like to use. And with them, that supply running out, we said, well, let's just make our own.
Yeah.
So
well, I like that. It's big enough to give you something to kind of index on if you're coming up on a barrier and maybe keep your hands from getting in front of the muzzle if you're running something with a short barrel.
Like a really big thumb stop almost.
Yeah, just a way to stop the hand or to pull back on for the individuals that like to pull back on, or like you said, hit the barrier.
Yeah. I like to hold on to the end of the muzzle personally, but
Yeah.
Good way to do it. If your hands are cold.
Yeah, just once.
Warms them right.
Just once. You have to worry about it anymore after that.
Just one time.
Yeah. All right. I'm just going to keep this "that's what she said" comment and reuse it out of context
forever and ever.
Yep.
Make it a little banner.
All right. Cool stuff as usual. Would you like to elaborate any with all the other stuff? Maybe we'll talk about something that may be coming. Like what cool new thing do you have next?
Yeah, so along the lines of adding different stuff that's found on other guns and adding them to the AR platform because it's the most customizable. Why not? I'm a huge fan of the Ruger Mini 14, and if you remember the folding stock that Smith had in the A team and that sort of stuff, and we had a while ago. And if you don't know what I'm talking about,
it's like I've got one right here.
Yeah. Once again, for context, that is an unloaded, completely safe firearm with no ammunition nearby.
Absolutely, you are correct.
That is cool. Yeah.
So this is the Samson Manufacturing had released, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 years ago, a newer folding stock version like the old original that was on the I'm trying to think what their full auto select fire version was called. The AC 556, I believe is what it was. But I just always loved this folding stock.
Yeah.
And I wanted to add one to the AR-15 so you can get all the different caliber options. So it's something we haven't teased or even really mentioned to anyone, but it's just something that we're working on, and
until now.
Would like, would like to try and release this year. Maybe it'd be something that we can see at SHOT Show.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
And the goal with it too, I don't know if it was G23's comment, is ambidextrous, is that you could switch it to either be right side folding or left side folding for end user's choice. Like if it happen, that'll be the one that it'll happen on.
For the 2 left-handed people in the world, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wrong-handed people.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going back to this the rest of the program. Yep. That's what she said. Yeah. It's not that I don't respect left-handed people, or is it? Hard to say.
He's not going to tell.
It's more fun when Alan's here because he's left-handed and he gets really bent out of shape.
He gets fired up.
That's entertaining. Yeah. All right. So, how's business been overall? I mean, you guys seem to, every time I see you, you got a bigger staff in your booth and more goodies. So,
yeah, it's been good. We've been continuously growing. And I think most people in the industry saw at the end of last year really started to slow down. Which is when we get to start. All right, what do we want to release? What's the new thing? We finally have a little bit of time. What do we want to play with? And it gives us that opportunity to release that next product. But then as soon as we got back from SHOT Show, it picked right back up again. And we kind of already set schedule for certain new things. So now it's, longer hours and all that good stuff. But someone's got to do it. So,
yeah.
I like the cycle. I don't know how this played out for you specifically, but I've seen kind of 2 different paths that companies took through the onslaught where if you had product, you could sell everything and get a little money in the bank. So then that could fund further development. Unfortunately, there were some brands that had plenty of demand, but they had supply chain issues and they couldn't fulfill that demand, and they weren't able to bring in quite all that money to fund further development. So, yeah.
And we're very similar. I mean, you could sell whatever you had. One of the components that we don't make in-house is our bolt carrier groups. So that was a funnel point for us that
I bet.
we could take it as we could get them and stuff like that. But yeah, we're big on everything we bring it in, putting it back into the company, trying to release new products, cool products, stuff out there for someone who doesn't have our products or already has one of our products and wants to upgrade to the newest, the latest, the newest thing.
Sure.
Out there.
Yeah. Excellent. So when we went by the booth at SHOT Show, you weren't there. So I'm going to ask you, were you wandering around looking for cool stuff, and did you find anything?
So I'm always wandering around looking for cool stuff. When I'm not in the booth, I'm not having meetings, talking to different people we work with in the industry, then I'm walking around looking at cool stuff. One of the cooler items I saw, and it took, I think, till Friday that I could actually see it because there was always so many people at the booth, was Solsun's new optics.
Oh, yeah.
The night vision and the thermal, tiny little things. I'm sure you got
they
a
were
chance.
Neat.
Yes.
Yeah, they were neat.
So after SHOT, because we just did a very superficial flyby, shoot a little bit of video, get some pictures and move on, figure, we'll follow up and talk to someone later. And after the show, we realized you see some information that it has an effective range for the thermal of like 68 yards or something. And I'm like, maybe it was feet. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever the number was, I thought, wow, the way most people use a thermal is more like the detection when you don't have good visual acuity. That's a bit further than 68 yards. So I think it's going to redefine a use case for a thermal potentially. Yeah. Or maybe it's just one of those neat kind of show things that everyone says looks cool and then people can't find real world uses for.
Yeah.
It's for clearing the house at night. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because put it on the helmet and the night vision gets a little excessive for some people.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else that I thought was that I saw that I really liked.
I didn't make it down to Bond Arms to see their lever gun, but I heard that, I saw some cool pictures and heard that was pretty cool. What was the other one? A couple different
There,
bullpup
other
ones
than the
that were
pulp,
neat. What was that?
even had one of our kits on theirs. I don't know if you saw the Reap bullpup design. It's an AR. It's actually going to be just a drop-in AR one.
Neat.
I thought theirs was cool. Yeah, there was some good stuff.
I wonder if is that the one that we saw downstairs that had just the 2 pins, you drop it on, lock it, and it's like it was a 3D printed model,
Right.
I think, that looked kind of wavy and came back. Yeah. I remember seeing that one.
Yeah, they had it on. They had one with like a Maxim PDW style stock. They had one with ours, and they had one with. There was one other brand's PDW style stock is how they were showing it. Something with that, at least a little bit shorter than the standard AR, because otherwise you're really far out there.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of bullpup, so I thought it was cool to see.
Yeah, you see that, TJ? There were other people who like bullpups.
There's 4 or 5 people that love bullpups. Jeff, if we walk by a bullpup and you're like I wait, I see a bullpup and I see Jeff walk by and all of a sudden he stops, like,
the bullpup radar goes
I know
off.
it's coming. I'm like, here it is.
Yeah.
Yep. I get that tingle.
Yep. There's only a couple of us, but we are out there. We do
Dude, I know. I don't dislike them. I just
shut your whore mouth. You love them.
All right. I love them, everybody.
There you go.
Apparently.
See, that wasn't hard.
Bullpups are great.
Yeah.
I think we have 50 to 60 firearms in here, and there's 2 bullpups. So
yeah,
I like them, but it's not. It'll never be 50 to 60 of them.
Jeff's gonna go get his. He's probably got a bullpup line right next to the desk somewhere.
Well, we had said, as you hear me knock down a whole pile of stuff over there. We said a couple weeks ago we weren't going to do guns on live streams anymore, but since we broke that rule already, I will show you this completely empty with the chamber flagged bullpup shotgun that I just got back from Bob.
Oh, you got that one back. Nice.
Back, okay. Bob saw this. I had it out on the Humvee taking pictures, and when Bob came to pick up the pistol he was going to review, and he pretty much begged if he could review it. I said, Bob, you can review the pistol and keep it. You can review the shotgun, but you're bringing it back because I'm keeping that one.
Jeff had to track him down.
So, yeah. He said, hey, as soon as you get back from shot, let me know. It took 4.5 weeks for me to get it back once I got back from shot.
Jeff was waiting at his doorstep like, hey, buddy, what's going on?
Yep.
You docking me?
He didn't even know I knew where he lived.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Jeff will track down a bullpup.
That, by the way, we've got the review up for that. That's from Global Ordnance. It is the Radical. So you go check that out. I am sure there's a model number on here somewhere, but frankly, I get too excited when I pick up a bullpup to read actual model numbers or anything. So
I'll have to check that out. I'm not familiar with that one.
And Bob said that he beat the snot out of it and couldn't get it to fail. So, typically the bullpup shotguns can be a little tricky. Yeah. Sometimes it'll cycle right, but I think he is going to make me an offer to purchase it, and I'm going to turn him down, but I will tell him where he can buy his own. Like he can order a new one. But he tried to make it fail and he couldn't make it fail. So
that's good.
So I'm pretty stoked about that one. All right. So anything else fun, exciting, new, interesting happening over at Deadfoot Arms that we want to talk about publicly?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. You got to go through them and think who said to say something or not to say something.
Yeah.
I think we've covered everything.
You can just say anything. It's fine.
Yeah, just
we won't tell anybody.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be perfect. I think we did cover everything. I wasn't even going to talk about the mini folder, but it's something that I've been really excited about.
It's neat.
So,
and that's a proven marketing method for you to leak something out and see if people are going to go nuts over it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think it's a legit way to go about things.
Leak out the prototype and say, listen, I get enough orders in. I get enough orders in.
Yep.
We'll throw it into production.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah. It works. I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
What? Okay. I gotta. All right. G23. Yes, I could sell it at I could probably just say, okay, Bob, here's what it's going to cost, and throw some crazy number, and he'd be like, okay, thank you. But you know, Bob's a friend of mine. I've known Bob for years. I'm not going to do that to him. I'll tell him where you can get one cheaper than I'd sell him mine. I like mine well enough that I wouldn't sell it to him. Yeah, like I wouldn't sell it to him for what he could go buy it brand new. So yeah, I'm going to help him get the best deal possible.
Smart.
Yeah, there you go.
TJ should love bullpups because Keltec's out of Florida. Keltec, all right. I'm going to throw Keltec under the bus. And I'm torn about whether I should do this, but I'm going to do it anyway, right? When the Roni was going around and some brands were freaking out and saying, no, don't come near us. Keltec was one that we reached out to and said, hey, can we come to a factory tour and shoot a video? Well, we ended up down the road at Diamondback and shot a video there. A great video, a series of videos, man. That I still think that is the best factory tour video we've done was Diamondback. The Palmetto State was neat because we went to a bunch of different facilities all over North and South Carolina, did a whole bunch of stuff. But the video itself, the videos at Diamondback were the best ones we did. Keltec could have had those, but they were like, no, what if you get us sick?
I was like, and you're in Florida? Come on. We don't people in Florida, we didn't even care at that point. We're like, yeah, whatever.
Yep.
Everybody was coming down here to hang out in freedom during the
I did. Yep.
Yeah, see?
So I just want to say to Keltec, shame. Shame, shame, shame.
Shame, know your name.
Yep. Okay. So yeah. Wow indeed. Yes.
So
hey, I'm sure they're good people. They're just scared. So I get it.
Make some wildly unique firearms.
Yeah. With the same grip on all of them.
And every single you're gonna know that's a Keltec. You will know.
All right, so I'm going to do a couple things here while we're talking. I'm going to drop the Deadfoot Arms website link and then close that. TJ, don't get excited. I am closing tabs, okay? I can
tell you're not roboting or anything, dude. You're getting increasing your internet speed.
Yes, because I'm not loading new pages. I went through and preloaded everything that I thought I was going to talk about. I only had to load one or two things. When I did, I roboted. So, Deadfoot Arms Facebook page that has been dropped. I'm sure you could go to Instagram and search for Deadfoot Arms and find them there, or probably other places.
Yep, for sure.
So come out all the different places they are.
What are you doing?
Huh? I'm reading. You didn't see the smoke coming out of my ears? I'm not that smart.
It was like you were so still. I was like, is Jeff frozen or? And then you started moving a little bit. I was like, okay, so he must be reading.
I forgot we were live.
I know.
No, I didn't.
It happens.
I was reading. So I was trying to make sense of what this. Try to make $1 on ammo, and you won't make $10 off a so-called buddy. I tried to sell ammo at a fair price, based on where the market was at the time.
Supply and demand.
Like it wasn't the most expensive you could find. It wasn't the cheapest either. But yeah, I made that available.
The great Ammogeddon.
Yeah, I made it available, and the people who wanted to purchase it, they came, they gave me money, they were happy about it. If they didn't want to, they didn't. So that was up to them. But I knew I wasn't going to shoot that 5,000 rounds of 45 AARP, so I made some of it available. Yep.
Very good of you.
Okay. All right. So I think with that, we are going to reserve the right to come back and talk about Deadfoot Arms. If it is going to tickle our fancy, we'll come back and do that real quickly because we
have
are,
reviews.
Yeah. Where are we on time?
All
right. We're going at overdrive here. All right. Let me hit the little nitrous button and we're gonna go
drink some coffee. You'll be all right.
No. You don't want to see me on coffee. I've actually really cut back on coffee and other stuff. Okay. We're gonna go real quick. We're not even gonna dive into each of these. I am just gonna give you a tour of all the different articles that are published since the last show. And
there we go.
I've been on fire. Okay. From the Guitar Gear Report channel, we have Budget Guitar Multi Effects. If that's something you're into, you can go check out that article. Okay. From the Swimming Gear Report channel, we have How to Breathe While Swimming, which sounds weird, but it is incredibly challenging, or at least it was for me. So there's some really good tips in there on if that's something you want to do. Because I swam. Who here swam a mile today? Yes? Oh, you wusses. Okay. So, but yes, I did swim a mile.
Why would I do that?
And then afterwards, I got out and I was waiting for my daughter to finish her swim practice and shot some videos to little short videos to put up on the Swimming Gear Report channel. And my daughter afterwards in the car, she's like, "You are so embarrassing. You were over there shooting videos and talking to the camera and there wasn't anyone around and you look like an idiot and you just embarrassed me." And I said,
"That's what I'm here for.
Love you too." Yeah. All right. From the Guitar Gear Report channel, the best guitar amps for different playing styles and genres. TJ, I know you've already read it. I'm not going to ask you to do a book report on it. You can see there's a theme here. We have, Ted, in case you didn't know, we had the main Gear Report YouTube channel for years and then rolled out last year Gear Report Firearms and Camping Gear Report. And then we've added what did we add? Guitar Gear Report. Just added the Swimming Gear Report, Gear Report Humvee channel. So really trying to split apart all the content that we were just throwing on the generic Gear Report Reviews channel, splitting it out into its separate channels. I'm trying to get a little bit of written content up there to support some of those new channels. So Masters Swimming Gear, Masters is what they call the swimming program for older people, right? So if you're like more than 25 years old, more than 20 years old, you're in the Masters program. So this is the kind of equipment you might need if you want to have a sexy chest like that guy in the picture and do some swimming.
So the same group that Conceal carries the 45 AARP.
The AARP.
Yeah.
Ouch. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, maybe I just thought of a new video and a new article. I'm gonna have to read the community standards and see if
they're not gonna let you carry in the pool.
Speedo.
They're not gonna let you conceal carry in the pool. I'm throwing it out there.
Yeah, 45 AARP concealed carry in the Speedo. That could be spicy.
You have to prison carry. That's the only way you're getting it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always do a super soak.
You know, now that I mention it, now that I said it out loud, I don't think I want to be a part of that. All right. Let's see. Yes, G23, you have overachieved on trolling tonight. Good job. All right. So, and by the way, I'm doing all these camping and things for the other channels to help support getting those up and off the ground. But also, we have an abundance of firearms reviewers. I'm not sure any of them actually published anything this particular week for once, but I'm the only one doing some of these other areas. So I do have to
somebody's slacking, I guess.
Backpacking trip gear. This is a fantastic guide if you're going to go backpacking. I'll tell you one of the reasons I wrote this is my youngest for her 18th birthday said, "Hey Dad, I want to go backpacking. So, and take all my friends with me. We're going to go backpacking and you're going to be our guide." And I was like, "Oh, okay." But I've got a bunch of people who never backpacked. I have to give them a list of here's what to bring. I'm like, shit, if I'm going to write it down, I'm going to share it with everyone. So here it is.
That's
all right. Like I said, we're not going too in depth on these. How to use the right guitar strings. TJ, why am I showing you this? You already know the answer.
Dude, I've already read all these. Every one of these articles I've read. I'm so just into the guitar stuff.
I know. Memorized them probably. What are guitar pedals? It's not what you don't do it with your feet to get the electricity to make
what
the
they are.
Yeah. Okay. Humvee fuel system troubleshooting tip. This is a big one. It's going to be important to a very limited audience, but I'll tell you, it actually applies to a lot of vehicles. If it has a fuel injection pump, the tip is basically, if you're troubleshooting a non-start that could be a fuel issue, disconnect the input to your injection pump and run a clear tube from that into a fresh can of fuel. If the pump's good, it's going to suck the fuel up. You'll see it moving through the tube, and then you will have isolated the injection pump and injectors from the rest of the fuel system. And it makes it a whole lot easier to figure out where the problem is. So military Humvee, or people purchase them at surplus. They sit for years and the fuel system gets terrible. So first thing everyone who gets a Humvee has to deal with is, the first thing should be making sure the brakes work, right? But no, everyone wants to make it go. And then once they go and it won't stop, they're like, shit, now I got to fix my brakes because they don't do it in the right order. Anyhow, this is helpful if you're into the military Humvee stuff and you want to actually make your Humvee run. So there you go. That's everything that's new.
It's been busy. I overachieved last week, so I took a week off.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I barely did anything the week before. So
I got new stuff in. I've been playing with it. So
yeah. All right. So with that, we're going to change gears real quick. We actually went over. We're going to do everyone's favorite segment right now. Guitar-mageddon. Actually, just kidding. We're not going to do it because we don't have time. So here you go. Guitars. That's all you get this week. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We just did recent reviews that will be published soon. I don't know what I'm going to publish next. I have a plethora of options. I haven't decided which ones are going to happen in the next few days. Probably going to be a bunch of them before the next show. You're going to have to wait and see what they are. TJ, I'd like to hear about the big things that have come in for you. You had a couple really neat things come in the last couple of days, right?
I've got to, I'm trying to see where I can share.
While you're doing that, I have been remiss and have not put Boo ATF on the screen yet today, and I apologize for that. That was an oversight on my part. Are you looking to screen share? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. I'm thinking.
Oh, an announcement. The gun snob is back.
He's back.
It felt different when he wasn't here.
I know.
Oh, and a real question here. What happened to Pickle? Pickle? I'm trying to decide how I want to handle that question. Pickle's a good dude, but he got too busy divaing to spend much time with us, I think. That's probably the best way to word it.
I got it up there, Jeff. I figured it out.
But he's okay. Okay, so I need to add to stream.
Yeah. Here we go. Get the Evolve 15 in from 5150.
Yeah. So what's special about that?
It's got that the cam system in the back. I don't know if I can zoom in. I can't zoom in on this picture. Dang it. It's got that cam system. You twist the little cam system. I don't know if you can see it behind this selector.
It's back behind the safe.
Yeah, back behind there, and you twist that, and then the upper just pulls up and then slides out off that.
So the front pin is fixed.
Front pin's fixed, and it just has like a U, and it just slides right off. So you can take the upper off in a couple seconds.
Yeah.
So no pins to lose, none of that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really neat. And that's their Seagent color that I got.
You just made that up. That's not a real color.
No, that's what Keith told me. Sagent. Sagent.
Coat or anodized?
So he said it was like Sargent. So Sagent color. There you go.
Sagent. Okay.
It's a neat color. It's pretty neat. But yeah, so I've been tinkering with it a little bit. I've got the I'm gonna put that Meprolite True Vision on there. I'm gonna sight it up this weekend and take it out to the range and throw some lead down range.
Yeah. Is that a Cerakote?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yep. So there we
Okay,
go. And then
and
I've got
then-
the what else? I've got the handguard in from Phoenix Defense. That thing's awesome. I got that.
Yes.
I got that
yes.
installed. I'm putting all the little goodies on it. I'm trying to figure out he sent all like the little pick rails and the thumb stop and all that. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to put everything on there all at once.
Right.
So I got my Streamlight going on there. I'm throwing that on with the pressure pad switch.
Uh-huh.
And then I've got the coatings in from Duty Coat from Modern Spartan Systems. So I'm working
You
on
should
my
mount
spray
a
booth.
Kel-Tec pistol on that somewhere. Just because it's got mounting points everywhere. I think that'd be hilarious. Or not, whatever.
No.
You could treat it as a vertical foregrip. I don't care.
I don't think my PMR 30 will. I don't know. See, now I'm wondering. Now I'm like, can I put the PMR 30 in there?
Yep.
If you do a
22
Kel-Tec, no, or you could do, you could, and you put it out to the side, so it's kind of like you're
Gangster.
shooting
Yeah.
at
Well, that's
gangster,
Florida
but
shooting
then
there
you hold
sideways.
it as a side grip.
Yeah.
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 Dude, you've got to do that now.
Yep. So yeah, so I'm getting ready.
Or
I'm
not,
setting up the
whatever.
spray booth. I'm setting up the spray booth to spray the lift free armor builder set for the 8.6 blackout.
Right.
So-
And then and you've got that new coating that's
Yeah,
called
the
what?
duty coat.
Duty
Duty coat.
D-U-T-Y, not D-O-O-D-Y, right?
Right. Yes. Not
that'd be weird.
duty coat perverts. Everybody out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
So that's going to be.
so interested to see how that coating goes, because the way it was described to us was it's like so simple a caveman could do it compared
Right.
to like a Cerakote or something where you have to have a
Well,
convection
it's
oven.
it's air dry. You spray it on and let it air dry. Whoa!
Man down, man down.
Cat attacked my cord.
Uh, you warned us the cat was lurking.
Yeah, he's done with it. Not paying
We
enough.
didn't take you seriously enough on that. I
Yeah.
guess.
Now we know.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I have to
Yeah. So I've got all that, but I got to set up the spray booth. I got to keep the dust and animal hair out of there. So that's I'm working on that now. So hopefully next week I'll get the first. I'm gonna do it. I've got a bunch of hand guards. I'm just gonna test spray and see how they turn out.
Who makes that? The duty guard.
Modern Spartan Systems.
Hmm.
So the duty
Yeah.
coat, yeah, they've got it's like I said, I've had multiple conversations with Marcus about this.
I'll have
And
to
I've
check it out. Yeah, I haven't heard of it. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's
Pretty new.
like I said, it's once you get the air pressure figured out with the spray, and you get that so he said super thin coat, and then just let it. They said once you're happy with it, let it dry for like a week, and it's done. You can just bang it on tables or whatever. It's not coming off. I'm like, sweet. I don't have to throw it in the oven and none of that crap.
yeah, that's nice.
Let's go.
We do have we use like a little smoker to bake all our Cerakote and stuff like that. So if we have something that's too big,
Yeah.
that'd be a great option for it.
Huh.
Yeah, it's like I said, I'm
Yeah.
gonna test it out here in the next couple of weeks, and we'll see if I'm capable or if I just blunder it. But I'm pretty confident. I'm kind of
You're
handy.
capable.
I can do stuff like
I
that.
believe in you, TJ.
I believe
can
in
do
me
it.
too.
Me too.
You can do it.
I believe in it.
Yeah.
If not, you'll never
Okay.
hear from it again.
Yeah.
You're like, how's that duty coat going? I'm like, yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Duty coat, whatever.
Oh. So yeah, other
Okay.
than that's it. Then I'll finish up a bunch of the others I have in the queue.
Actually, I think the next one on my list, no one's going to be excited about here, probably.
No, we're
but
not. We're not.
But last weekend, not this past one, but the one before that, I took my youngest to one of the state swim meets, and while she was swimming, they wouldn't let any parents in. They're like, yeah, sorry, we got 700 swimmers and coaches and officials, and the facility only holds 1,000 people. So it's like, oh, yeah, you can't let anyone in. They wouldn't even let me go in and pee. They had an armed, like a guy in all tacked out, standing at the door, a Charlotte, North Carolina cop standing at the door, wearing an AR-15 on his chest. No, you can't come in. You a coach? No, you can't come in. Like, well, where am I supposed to pee, dude? And he pointed to the Sheridan across the road. I bet they got one over there. Like, dude, come on.
Oh,
So, all right, tell you what, Joe, dude, look up here to the left. I went down to the right and peed on a bush right in front of the building.
Yeah.
As far as he knows. Yeah.
There you go.
I
Come get me, buddy.
on a squad car and use that.
Yeah.
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 Can you open this door? I need to shield myself real quick.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy up there doing that. Why would they have it at such a small venue? That's whatever. It is what it is. We had a track meet at our track the other day. We had, I think, 1,100 kids.
Oh my goodness. That's a lot.
Parents were allowed in. It's crazy.
Good on you for still coaching, man. I had to give up
Yeah.
coaching this year. It was too much.
It's too much.
Well, my shoulder's falling apart. And, anyone who is still a wrestling coach and gets out on the mat with the kids, once you hit 50, it's like, you know what? You're asking for an emergency room visit.
We just put the ambulance out back waiting.
Yeah. 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 They just roll the gurney and leave it there right beside the mat.
Yeah. Like, we're waiting for them.
Yeah. So I
That'd
said,
be
you know
funny.
what, I'm done with that.
Do you have coaches in your adult kickball league? You got like a base coach or?
Oh, we do third base coaches.
Oh, okay.
That's where I can sit there and I can smoke my cigar and drink my beer while everybody's running the bases and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I like this. This sounds good.
It's fun. Everybody, sometimes people get a little out of hand. 8:00 game's a rough one because people start pre-partying at like 6.
Oh yeah.
And by 8:00, you're like, you guys are useless.
Mm-hmm.
So, got to maintain, but
It's got to be entertaining.
it's something to do. They started it up because they shut everything down here, the gyms and stuff like that, and they're like, I mean, we're still able to go to the beach and stuff like that, but as far as like athletic stuff, they're like, yeah, it's outside. We can do kickball. Perfect. And it was a bunch of us old people doing it, and then all the young kids found out, and now all the young kids are doing it now, and they just destroy everybody. 20-something-year-olds running around the field. I'm like, oh, these guys are fast.
Hi, Jason too.
Should trip
I know
them.
those. Singeing with my cigar when they ran by.
Yeah. All right. I'd like to announce the Gun Snob is now my favorite person for the evening, at least. All right. Thank you, Gun Snob. I appreciate that. So let's
Don't
see.
look a day over 30.
I was going to say, well, it depends, man. I let the hair grow out a little bit. You see all the gray everywhere, and it's like, what the hell happened to him? If I shave everything, it's like, oh, I magically look almost slightly younger. So I've got a video almost done. While I was in Charlotte, since they wouldn't let me in the swim meet, I went to a brand that makes custom fitted swim goggles, really bougie stuff that like high-end swimmers wear, and interviewed them and filmed their production facility and all that. I've got that video almost done. I'm going to get that posted on the Swimming Gear Report channel.
Awesome.
And that's hanging over me because I haven't been happy with it. The pace of it isn't quite what I wanted. So like today I was out filming. Well, I was in the pool. I took the GoPro with me, and my daughter, that's why she said, "You're so embarrassing over there filming and talking at your camera." It's like, I got work to do. Come on. I got to deliver. Yeah.
You should have videoed that conversation. That would have been awesome.
Oh my goodness. Maybe that'll be, I got 6 channels now. That'll be channel number 7,
Embarrassing dad channel. Gear Report.
Yeah. All right. So with that, I think we're going to wrap it up. So I'd like to give a big thank you to Ted. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate you. Love the stuff you're doing. Love how you keep being creative and coming up with things that make you scratch your head and go, how the hell did no one bring this to market before? I mean, I think that's when you got it right, is when people look at it and go, oh my God, I got to have that. And how come I don't have that already? So good on you. You got a good string of products that kind of fit that bill, in my opinion. So, well done. Keep it up. TJ, good to see you. I'm glad you didn't end up, needing medical treatment after the
No,
big
I'm in pretty good
leagues
shape
of
still.
adult kickball?
Still hanging in there, buddy. Don't you worry.
First time I've ever embarrassed one of my kids. Oh, no. I'm like TJ semi-pro kickball. I'm like semi-pro at embarrassing my
Oh, yeah.
kids. So if anyone is going to be around Boone, North Carolina this weekend, I'm going to be putting on a show because we're touring Appalachian State with my
App State.
oldest. And the youngest is going with me, and that's the one that's all
It's
attitude.
gonna be fantastic.
So there will be I'm going to be in rare form. Yeah, it's going to be festive, and yeah, she's going to be hiding under a rock or something. It's going to be glorious. So definitely come find us if you're up in that area.
Boone was neat.
Yeah. I haven't been there in a long time. I think the only time, no, we played rugby up there a few times. I played football there. We played football against App and played in that stadium there. That was pretty cool. They had shitty AstroTurf, though. I hated it. So anyhow, so that's what's going to be happening. Thank you, everyone, for being here and keeping the comments lively and festive and somewhat on topic. And mainly kid-friendly. I'm like, I don't know what happened to our audience. They're like, nice tonight. So that was pretty good. So we'll be back next week, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have Right to Bear next week. So I don't know if we can call them insurance anymore. They were like a USCCA or, all the other folks who offer like concealed carrier insurance. So Right to Bear is gun owner. It's a gun owner product. I know it was insurance to begin with, but I'm pretty sure that at SHOT Show when we saw Perry, he said something like, we were writing it as like insurance and we changed it. And that's all he teased that. So I'm like, it's an insurance product.
Then he walked away.
Yeah.
You're like, awesome. Thanks.
Yeah. So he will be on next week to explain that to us. And then the following week, we will be at the Gathering. At the Clinton House in South Carolina. Ted, is Deadfoot Arms going to be showing off stuff at the Gathering?
No, we're not. Our next show is NRA in the middle of April.
And we'll be there.
Yes,
I think. Are we going to be there, TJ? Did you find out?
I'll be there. I haven't.
You'll be there.
I
you still don't know if you submitted my name.
I submitted. Like I said, I submitted mine, and then you're like, "Oh, you didn't put me on the list." I was like, "No, I didn't." And then I submitted another one with me and him on the list. And like the next day, I got one. Oh, your press credentials have been approved. And I'm like, "All right, now which one was that?
Yours or both of
was
ours?
That mine?" Or so I sent him an email. I'm waiting to hear back.
You're setting me up to show up at the door, and they'll be like, "Nope, we've never heard of you."
I'd be like, "That's right, Jeff. Sit out there in the Prius."
Well, honestly, I haven't been to NRA. I haven't been to NRAM since 2016.
I've never been, so
it's been a long time
my first
since
one.
I've been to that one.
That was the first year we exhibited. Was 2016.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a while ago. So, all right. So we'll be at the Gathering, and then the following week we will have Liberty Suppressors. They're going to join us. So they're a cool company. I don't understand. You know what? I'm going to put Ted and the Sailors in the same kind of thought here. The folks who own Liberty Suppressors. Two companies that make products that are better than what it seems to me their kind of overall position in the marketplace is. Like I look at them and I go, how come they aren't dominating the market more thoroughly? And I advocate for Deadfoot Arms all the time, and I've been kicked out of a couple forums for talking bad about one of your competitors who owns a lot of market share and makes something that you can only fire once if you're lucky, if it's folded, and it doesn't work anymore. And I'm like, why do people keep buying this? Why are they the dominant player in the folding stock market for AR-15s? I don't understand. I don't.
Yeah, if you figure it out, let me know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Scratch my brain.
I'm going to keep talking about it. I've been talking about it for years. We'll keep talking about it, and we'll keep sending people your direction. And maybe we'll turn that around. I'd like to think that at some point, or at least early on, it was the universe being nice to you because you couldn't handle the production capacity at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe that's all that's needed is you just need to say, oh yeah, we can handle it now. Now the universe will be like, oh, why didn't you tell us?
If you're ready.
Yes.
Here you go.
Yeah, if we'd have known. Yeah.
I like that.
Oh, neat. So I can't sign up at the door if TJ has abandoned me and not signed me up. All right. Good. So that's good to know. So anyway, everyone, thank you for being here. She Fires.
Yep.
We're not starting over for you.
Yep.
You're awesome. We love you, but you're just going to have to watch it in replay. But thanks for joining us. We really do appreciate it. Ted, you remember what we do? We point at the camera when we hold it there. And if you want to, I'm not forcing you.
Yeah, no pressure.
I know I've had people get pissy with me. Like, I'm not doing that. Okay. Do what you like. On behalf of our sponsor, Maxim Defense Industries, I'd like to say, until next time, we'll see you at the range.